Welcome to Fifth Quarter, built by Trinity Homes. Shelby Cassesi and Ben Eschenball will join us later in the show. I am merely Joe Percato. Tonight on the show, we will have stops in Clarksburg, Blacksville, Bridgeport, Fairmont, Southwest, and Morgantown, Grafton, and Parsons. But we begin in Mount Zion. Yes, Mount Zion. After a signature victory at Moorfield, the South Harrison Hawks heading west to take on Calhoun County. It was a quagmire in Mount Zion this evening, but the Hawks weathered it quite well. First possession for Calhoun. They complete a third down pass play here for first down yardage, but Jonathan Whitehair knocks the ball loose. Cam Barnett then scoops it and returns it into Calhoun territory at the 41-yard line. On the ensuing drive, 4th and 7 for the Hawks at the Red Devil 11. Nathaniel Wright has Brenton Barnett at the goal line. 2-point conversion then puts South Harrison up 8-0 through 1 quarter of play. Early in the second, the Hawks find the end zone again as Freddie Canary totes it 41 yards for the score. Another 2-point conversion doubles the lead for the visitors to 16-0. Another stop by the Hawk defense, more pay dirt for the Hawk offense. Canary into the end zone for the second time. This a 44-yard score that makes it 24-0 South. Meanwhile, the South Harrison defense was doing good work all night. Corey Fowler leads the pack of Hawks for the sack, forcing another 3 and out. Next possession after a long drive, Cam Barnett takes it the final 3 yards. That makes it 30-0. Then late in the half, Red Devils trying to get something going, so they go to the air, but that's not a great idea because Canary is there in the secondary. He picks it near midfield, and despite being on a sloppy track, he's going to return it all the way back for a pick six. That makes it 36-0 South Harrison at the half, and they will go on to win by that 36-0 final score. So the Hawks halfway to a perfect regular season, moving to 5-0. Another local Class A squad carrying an unbeaten record heading into tonight, the Seabees of Clay Battelle, matching up with the Bulldogs of Tygarts Valley. Tanner Burnett takes a snap, rolls out, looks deep, and he's got Timothy Hall making the catch and makes it into the end zone. The Seabees lead 7-0 as they are on the board first, but the Bulldogs would answer right back. Jake Tackett gets the snap, takes it in on the QB sneak for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good. The Seabees still lead 7-6. Burnett again takes the snap. He again looks deep, and he's got Hall in the end zone for the second time. That puts the Seabees back up by 8. They lead 14-6. Burnett then takes the snap and this time hands off to Travis Dilley, who breaks tackles and weaves his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The lead is back up to 2 scores. It's 22-6, but the Bulldogs would answer, looking to cut into the lead. Tristan Dumeyer takes the handoff and finds his way into the end zone. That makes it a 22-14 game. The Bulldogs looking to tie it up, and they would. Tackett keeps it, finds space, makes his way into the end zone. We're all tied at the half. The Bulldogs thinking upset on the road. It is 22 apiece, but the Seabees get the opening possession of the second half, and then Burnett jukes his way through the defense and into the end zone. Seabees go back up by 8. They lead 30-22. Seabees looking to add to their lead, and indeed they would. Burnett again keeps it and finds his way into the end zone, 38-22 at that point, and the Seabees go on to win. They improve to 5-0, winning by the final of 51-30. Another Class A matchup with a local team involved. Tucker County taking on Southern Garrett out of Maryland. Southern Garrett going forward on 4th and 12 at the Tucker County 20. The snap is over the head of quarterback Jacob Davis, but he turns back and recovers the loose ball. He heads up the right side, but would come up just short of the goal line and the first down. Another drive for the Rams, but no success either. It's a fumble Ruski, and the big man Eddie Kashmerek recovers the fumble for the Mountain Lions. Tucker County driving in the second quarter. We remain scoreless. Davis again takes it himself for a 15-yard gain. Same drive. Tucker knocking on the door. Cole Rapp gets outside the tackle and around the pile for a 3-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good. Tucker County is up at the half. They lead 6-0. We step ahead to the third quarter now. The Rams start to move the ball. They get a big gain of 30 yards deep into Tucker County territory right here. And then the same player, the next play, Southern finds the end zone for the first time as they take it into the end zone for 6. 2-point conversion was no good. That ties the game at 6-6. Much of the scoring came late in this one. Tucker County falls by the final of 26-13 as the Mountain Lions fall to 2-4. To AAA now, we take you up to the U. University tooting their horns for their Hawks, taking on Greenbrier East. On third down, Clay Bailey throws it up, and Amir Richardson pitches it back to Robert Sanders, who gets a first down. But that drive would stall out, and Jonah Ferris boots a 27-yard field goal through the upright. And the Hawks lead 3-0. That opens up the scoring. East would try to get started. Hunter Weiss, though, is going to be intercepted by Sanders, and the Hawk defense takes over, keeping it a 3-0 ball game. The next play, however, the Hawks would give the ball right back. Bailey fumbles, and Jalon Batali for Greenbrier East recovers. It is still a 3-0 game. After East is held on downs. The Hawks start a drive. Richardson takes the draw, gets a nice gain of 15 yards. 2 plays later, it's Trevor Barnhart from 16 yards out, and he is into the end zone. That makes it 10-0 Hawks as they break into the end zone for the first time. On the ensuing kickoff after the score, Vitale could never get the handle here. The Hawks recover deep in Greenbrier East territory, and they're set up well for another score late in the half. The very next play, Bailey hooks up with Kobe Turlington, and that's going to get University all the way down to the 1-yard line, looking for one last score before the half, and 2 plays after that, they would get it as Bailey sneaks it in from 2 yards out. That puts the Hawks up 17-0 at the half, and the U rallies back after they lost to Fairmont Senior last week. They win by the final of 24-8, moving to 5-1 on the season. Across town at Pony Lewis Field, we've got the matchup between Morgantown and Musselman. We pick things up in the first quarter. The Applemen are on the move. Christopher Fox fires over the middle. He's got Latrell War for a gain of 20 yards to the Morgantown 30. Later, it's War again out of the Wildcat formation. That's a 4-yard touchdown. The Applemen lead 6-0. The Mohegans would respond. Logan Holgerson deep to Ben Waiboa. Waiboa with a nice catch, gain of 35 into Musselman territory. That leads to this. Jordan Page right up the middle for a 10-yard score. Mohegans take the lead 7-6, and that would be our halftime score. Third quarter, the Applemen driving. Fox pitches to Jacob Northcraft. Here, he's coming right at you. Breaking tackles, he is not going to be denied. He's into the end zone from 27 yards out. 2-point conversion is good, and Musselman leads 14-7. Later in the third, it's Northcraft again. Hard running for a gain of 27 yards down to the Morgantown 19-yard line. Now in the fourth quarter we go. War scores from 3 yards away. The Applemen are up by 2 scores. They lead 21-7. Does Morgantown have an answer in him? Page breaks out of the pile, finds the end zone from 10 yards out. The deficit is cut in half. Morgantown trails 21-14. Under 2 minutes to go. Morgantown driving, looking for the tying score. Holgerson looking deep, but Musselman's Nate Tate is there for the interception, and that would seal it as the Applemen come to Morgantown and leave with their 4th victory of the season, the final 21-14. Coming up after the break, Bridgeport looks to become the area's first 6-win team. 5th quarter, built by Trinity Homes, continues after this.
Time now for your play of the week, built by Trinity Homes, and it takes us to Clarksburg as Braxton County is at Liberty. Braxton County's near midfield. Heath Cottrell was in all kinds of trouble in the backfield in this one, and he's stripped of the ball. Jeremiah Reed picks it up for the scoop and score. The big man has some wheels. We'll have more from this game in just about 2 minutes. Welcome back to the 5th quarter, built by Trinity Homes. Bridgeport football has put together quite the winning streak over the years. Sure, the Indians have won 3 straight Class AA state titles, but the Tribe have not lost in 30 straight games. They'd put that streak to test again tonight with a new signal caller in the mix. John Marica getting the signal calling duties against East Fairmont tonight, filling in for the injured Gordon Swagger. He's out with a shoulder, and it wouldn't take long for number 12 to get things rolling. It's 3rd and long, but it doesn't matter. Marica off of the fake, keeps it for himself, and has no one touching him. He finds the edge and has nothing but open pastures for an 82-yard score at 7-0. After an east side 3-and-out, Bridgeport with it again. Marica this time airing it out to Seth Friel, a 20-yard strike and score. BHS doubles up 14-zip. Still in the first. Bridgeport again forces a 3-and-out. The Bees punting from deep in their own end. JT Harris fields it near midfield. He's got a seam, and he only needs to make one cut. A 52-yard return for the score. Bridgeport up 21-0 just like that with 4.5 minutes to play in the opening frame. But East gets a drive going through the air. Dominic Postlewaite rolls right and has Ross Ridgway. That's a pickup of 30 down to the east side 41. Very next play, Postlewaite has Keller Jenkins down the sideline for another pickup of 29. That's at the Bridgeport 30. Now 3rd and 10. Postlewaite again rolling right. He connects with Jenkins again near the sideline, and the Bees are in the Indians' red zone on the 16. But it merits no points. Postlewaite looking the other side this time, but it's picked off by Friel at the 13. And the big man rumbles down the sidelines, and he'll eventually score. Bridgeport up 28-0 at the end of one. They'd roll in this one, staying unbeaten. The final 49-7. Eastside falls to 1-4. We head out now to Clarksburg in that game that had the play of the week. Liberty leading Braxton County 14-8 coming out of the half. Liberty is going for it on 4th and 3 near midfield. Broderick Lance wills his way through the line, and once he gets to the second level, he's gone. A 55-yard score on the ground, and the Mountaineers go up 21-8. 2 Liberty possessions later, Lance again gets the call. He rumbles 14 yards on this one to the Braxton 46. Same drive, second and long. This time the pitch goes to the big man, Dalton Westfall. He breaks free for another big Mountaineer run, and this one's going to be a 49-yard touchdown. The extra point would fail, though, so it's 27-8 Mountaineers. Ensuing Braxton possession, Eagles going for it on 4th and 3. Heath Cottrell gets it to Lucas Bonnet in the flat. He'll pick up 15 on the play. Same drive. Cottrell hits Tate and Stout in the same area for another big gain, a pickup of 18 yards down to the Liberty 32. Braxton still marching here. Cottrell again to Stout in the left flat. He gains 20 yards on the play all the way down to the Mountaineer 13-yard line. Later on, it's now 4th down, but Braxton needs points. Cottrell looking for Stout again, but Vincent Folio breaks it up in the end zone to stop the drive. Liberty, however, would be forced to punt. So Braxton has it in the 4th quarter here. Cottrell going to be taken down deep in his own backfield, and the ball comes out. And here's your play of the week once again. Jeremiah Reed with the pickup, and the big man rumbles on the scoop and score. That's your play of the week. Liberty wins it going away 40-14. The Mountaineers improve to 4-2. Braxton falls to 2-3. When we come back, Shelby Cassesi takes over with stops in Southweston, Fairmont, and Grafton. And that's next on the 5th quarter, built by Trinity Homes.
Our hit of the week comes from Morgantown Musselman's Jacob Northcraft carrying the ball, but he gets tripped up, and then Morgantown's Jaron Wilson delivers a crushing blow to knock the ball loose. Morgantown recovers the ball, but they fall ultimately 21-14 the final. Welcome back to the 5th quarter, built by Trinity Homes. Coming up, we've got 3 matches in the highly competitive Class AA, many of which with playoff implications. We'll get to Fairmont Senior and Elkins, as well as RCB and Grafton in a moment. But first, coming into this evening, Lincoln sat outside of the playoff picture despite being 3-2. A win tonight over 4-1 Lewis County would certainly give them a boost toward the return to the postseason. So let's head on out to Southweston for the Minutemen and the Cougars. Lewis driving in their first possession. It's 3rd and 9 at the 38-yard line. Thomas Hogan hands it off to Adam Cutlip. He gets off to the right side and picks up the first down for the Minutemen. Then on the same drive, 1st and 6 at the 6-yard line, Hogan hands it off to Andrew Potter, who powers his way in for the touchdown. The extra point is good, and it's 7-0 Lewis County. Jump to 1 minute and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. 2nd and 9 at the 34, Hogan hands it off to Jacob White, who weaves through traffic, gets to the far sideline, down to the 1-yard line. Then just 2 plays later, Hogan hands off to Jonathan Gum. He bowls his way across the line. The extra point is good on the touchdown, and Lewis leads by 2 scores, 14-0. But Lincoln comes right back, moving the ball down the right down the field with passes like this from Kobe Carpenter to Dustin Marks over the middle for the first down at the Lewis 20-yard line. Then Carpenter pumps, then tucks the ball and takes off all the way down to the 1-yard line. Lincoln threatening. Then on the very next play, Carpenter hands off to Cordell Noon, who punches it in for the touchdown. The extra point is good, and they cut the deficit to 7. It's 14-7 Lewis County. Then after the Lewis punt, Lincoln is driving yet again at 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Carpenter, a quick out pass to Mark, gets it down inside the 10-yard line. Then just 3 plays later, it's Carpenter again. He'd pass over the middle to Chase Riley, and this would score a touchdown. The extra point is no good, and Lewis still leads by 1 point. It's 14-13. Now, just 16 seconds left before half, Carpenter rolls out and fires to the near sideline to Marks. He gets out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Now with 5 seconds in the half, Carpenter gets the ball, looks, tucks the ball, goes near the sideline and in for the touchdown. They go for 2 and they get it. So Lincoln is back up by 7. It's 21-14. And then they go on to win, to score 2 more touchdowns and win it 35-17. Out to East West Stadium, where the #1 ranked Fairmont Senior Polar Bears host Elkins. First possession for the Polar Bears. Jake Abbott goes long to Talon Miller, who is pushed out just shy of the goal line. A 43-yard reception has West at the 1-yard line. Then on the next play, Michael Toothman punches it in from 1 yard out. It takes 3 plays from scrimmage and just 50 seconds, and the Polar Bears lead 7-0. Next West possession, Abbott drops back to pass, doesn't find anyone open, so he takes it himself, and he goes untouched all the way to the house. That is a 63-yard touchdown run, and the Polar Bears go up by 2 scores after the PAT. It's 14-0. And they don't let up. Abbott finds Bryson Gilbert up the middle. He maneuvers his way to the 12-yard line for a 28-yard gain. Then on the very next play, Abbott shovels it off to Toothman, who does the rest of the work and dives into the end zone. The Polar Bears lead 21-0 after the first quarter. More from them in the second. It's Abbott on the keeper. He takes it to the outside and into the end zone for another West TD. That's a 14-yard score, and it's 28-0. Then on the next possession, Abbott with the screen pass to Toothman. He takes it down the sideline and is finally brought down at the 5. That's a 35-yard gain. Then Caleb Walker cashes in on that. He gets the handoff. He bounces to the outside, gets it in for the 5th Polar Bear touchdown of the half. It's 35-0 after 2 quarters, and Fairmont Senior remains undefeated. They win 42-13. Out to Grafton, Richard Board and the Bearcats hosting the Flying Eagles of RCB. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Grafton driving at the RCB 21, but the snap is fumbled. The Eagles fall on it, and they take over. And they would drive. First, it's Malcolm Johnson up the middle for a gain of 15 and a first down for the Flying Eagles. Then early in the second quarter, Jovan Davidson caps the 14-play, 6-minute drive with this nice 25-yard touchdown run, breaking tackles all the way to the goal line. RCB leads 7-0. Then later in the second quarter, the Eagles are driving again. Quarterback Trey Junkins rolls out and finds Davidson. Davidson again breaking tackles and finds the end zone from 20 yards out. RCB leads by 2 scores. It's 14-0. Moving on to late in the first half, Junkins looking to throw again. This time he throws deep to Bryce Rosenborough. That's a gain of 40 yards for a first down, and they are in the red zone inside the Grafton 20. Then 3 plays later, it's Junkins on the keeper. He's in for the 9-yard score. RCB leads by 3 touchdowns. It's 21-0 at halftime. And it's homecoming for Grafton. Congrats to Callie Stout. She was named Grafton's homecoming queen this evening. To the second half now, it's more RCB. Gage Jackson up the middle for a gain of 18 and a first down. Then just 2 plays later, on the first play of the fourth quarter, Jackson is in the end zone. That's a 4-yard touchdown, and it's 28-0 Flying Eagles. Then Jackson doing it on defense as well. Here he sacks Bearcat quarterback Garrett Wellman for a loss of 11 yards. Then finally, after a Grafton punt, the Eagles take over, and they would score. Junkins eludes defenders at the line of scrimmage, finds room in the secondary, and outraces everyone for the 63-yard score. He throws for 2 scores and runs for 2 more. RCB impressive tonight. They win 35-0. When we return, Joe Mercado will wrap things up with your Benny's Boot Hill Boot of the Week. Stay tuned.
Put a wrap on the show with the Benny's Boot Hill Boot of the Week. Jared Griffith of Lewis County does the honors, lining up for a 33-yard kick. That is good. Jared Griffith of Lewis County, the winner of this week's Benny's Boot Hill Boot of the Week. Be sure to join us on WVFX Fox 10 in about 2 minutes from now, as we are going to be joined live in studio by Bridgeport head coach Josh Nicewarner. He is sitting down with Ben Eschenbaugh. We've got more highlights from around the state to bring you, and also a couple of interesting features. We will catch up with Morgantown High rookie head coach Matt Lacey, and we go behind the scenes with the Braxton County Eagles prior to last week's matchup at home. 5th quarter extra, built by Trinity Homes, starts on WVFX Fox 10 in just about 60 seconds, so we'll see you there.